Hi everybody and welcome to today's phonics activity. I've aimed this at reception age children who might have started their phase 3 phonics. So recapping the early sounds learned in phase 3, and also I've incorporated some of the phase 2 tricky words here today. This is fully adaptable for children on phonics phase 2 and upwards. So if you've got older children or children who are on later stages, so that are already learning phonemes and graphemes, then you can adapt this however you like. This would not be appropriate for younger children or children who are still on phase 1, because they are not yet learning these GPCs, so they're not learning these letter, grapheme, phoneme correspondences. So all I've used today is a baking tray and some tin foil. As always, the home corner activity is fully adaptable. Use whatever you have to hand. So it might be that you have a selection of individual separate bowls. You might use, if your child has a nesting toy, something that is a container that you can basically pop. Because today's activity is phoneme pop or phonics pop, tricky word pop, whatever it is that you're going to write on your tin foil. So I've got a baking tray here of 12 sections, 12 compartments, and I've covered it with tin foil. Might not be able to see it very well. And above each compartment, I've written a phase 3 grapheme and also some phase 2 tricky words there. So hopefully you can see those quite well. And then all you're going to do is shout out a sound or a tricky word for your child. So for example, and they're going to pop it as quickly as they can. Okay, so this is really good for incorporating some fine motor skills as well as their phonics development. So as I say, you can add any sound, any grapheme onto here, or any tricky word, and you can do as many or as little as you like. So if you only have 3 containers that are suitable to do this, do 3 sounds, 3 tricky words. So again, if you were to shout out the word the, get your child to pop it. As always with phonics, once they've popped a sound or a word, ask them to put it in a sentence or a word for you. So if you've done a sound, I did v here, ask them for a word that starts with the v sound, like van. If they've popped a tricky word, ask them to put it into a sentence for you. So I went to the park. You can always get them to put their hands on their head when they say the word that they've popped. So I went to the park. So really simple way of practicing some of those earlier sounds and earlier tricky words.